Welcome to Sunday Sitting and Bullshitting. Satu Dave. What's up, y'all? How you doing? Alright, so I'm still kind of catching up from Blade Show, that sort of thing. Shit's been crazy. Like, getting all hit up for trades, doing trades. But you know, around the Blade Show, it's like before the Blade Show. Let me turn this down just a hair here. Bear with me a half a second. There we go, that's better. You know, before the Blade Show, people sell knives. And then after the Blade Show, people sell knives. So there's a lot of knives that kind of move, buy, sell, trade around that whole time period of Blade Show thing. So I'm no exception. Like, I bought quite a few, but also when I got back, quite a few people hit me up for trades, which in all accounts kind of worked out for me as well, because most of the knives, let me see, all the knives that I traded, either doubles or triples. So kind of worked out for me. I kind of need to slim mine down to like one of a model, because it's already ridiculous of a collection. Ken Faulkner talked about it too, like, you know, like you judge yourself by some of the others you see. So like, I look around now and I'm like, is there as many crazy people? I mean, people have more knives, but like, I'm getting pretty ridiculous with the amount of volume and quality of knives. And like, I think it's kind of relevant to me because two of the knives that I've recently got, one I just came in on trade, and the other one is from the Blade Show. More people have asked about those two than almost any other custom that I've gotten, which is kind of weird for me personally, because I have less interest in those two. Did I bring those out there? Yeah, okay, cool. I was looking for them as we were talking. Sorry if you hear the buzz in the background. It's just that window rattler that's right there. It's already hot, and it's like, no, 9 in the morning or something. So let's just talk about them real quick. So I briefly touched upon this one last week, but this is the 8010 3V version with the full tie scales. So I had no idea how much the scales cost. So I actually watched a Stas video, and he was talking about the OG scales, and so I just went to the link to see how much the OG scales for those would be in titanium, not aluminum, in titanium. I think aluminum is about half the price, but they're like $220, something like that. I didn't pay much more for this, for the whole knife. So there is a value here. Like, I think this one went for $400 if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what you guys told me. $400 is what they listed them for. But Steve initially asked me, like, how's the clip? Is it any better? But so I'll be honest with you, this is a left pocket carry for me. I never had clipped it in my pants. So as soon as Steve asked that, I was like, well, I guess I probably ought to at least investigate that for any of you guys who might be interested. Yeah, the clip sucks. So clip still sucks. They didn't change nothing on that. So if there's an alternative for a clip, I know Nick got one. Nick Edwards got one, I think from Etsy or something like that. But there are probably some floating around there. But yeah, this clip is still the stock stainless. It's not titanium. At least I don't believe it is. And it still sucks. But a lot of people have asked me about this knife. So just for my opinion of this knife, is this a $400 knife? So it's hard for me to put value on something, because basically at this point in my knife thing, and I don't want to make this sound like I'm rich or I'm conceited or anything like that, but the value is, do you want the knife enough to pay for the money? Not like, to me, that's just where I'm at in my collecting anyhow. Like, if I wanted this $400 bad, I'd probably buy it. Like, personally, like, I didn't pay that much for this knife because I got it at the Blade Show. But you know, in the threes, would you buy it? Probably. I probably would have, even not been in the show, if I seen this in the threes. I don't know, 350, maybe even 375. Maybe I'd go for it. But it's a hard thing to call, because like, you got to compare what's of value to you, right? It's Taiwanese made, it's not American made, so you comparing, you're almost at Hinder money, and you know, that sort of thing. So like, it depends on what you're into for knives. But you know, Hinder also doesn't make a lock back in 3V, so there's advantages and disadvantages to everything. So just a quick synopsis, whatever we call it, that one. And the other one that I got from trade from Brother Sean, and I'll go the other half of that trade, which is kind of the more important half for me anyhow, is this Stitch. So as soon as I posted this yesterday on Instagram, I got quite a few questions of this, in my opinion, to this. So this is the two-tone Stitch, obviously the manual version. I like the style, like looking at it style-wise. And I kind of like the auto stitch look better than this look. And Chuck Nunface has let me borrow his amphibian. I don't know, it's probably been a couple months back now, just to check out. And he had high praises on it. He really connected with that knife. So I kind of sort of hope that I would like it too, but I don't know. I don't think I'm really a production knife anymore. Production knife kind of guy anymore. The 8010 kind of shot me that I'm kind of into. But by far and large, my interests aren't in production knives anymore. Which is why I don't own any Microtechs except for this particular one. This one came in on trade, and this was just kind of like an icing on the cake kind of thing for our deal that Sean sweetened the deal up with. So, my opinion of this versus the auto stitch. I had the auto stitch just been years ago, but I'm just gonna go from memory. I think the auto stitch had thicker blade stock, if I'm not mistaken. But I also remember that the auto stitch, I really couldn't choke up like this one. So this one I can really choke up on. So if you're into the choke up kind of position like I am, like finger forward, you know, like SMF, Strider style, whatever you want to call it. Like this one seems to make sense for me from a cutting point of view. Still not a huge fan of this, whatever I call it. What's the Microtech call it? Whatever. The new latest and greatest fucking access lock, whatever the hell they call it. Yeah, it's still not a fan. This one still has lock stick, so I'm assuming that Sean didn't use it or didn't use it much, one of the two. And overall, like, the knife doesn't do anything for me, good or bad. It's just a man. It's a knife. So, like, some people might like them, but for me personally, like, I wouldn't not recommend them. I think it's a good knife. Like, it was definitely sharp, but like it just doesn't do. It doesn't hit me in the fizz or whatever you want to call it. It just doesn't do it for me. I don't connect with that knife. So I'm gonna send that one to brother Sharif. Sharif was asking about it, so I'm gonna go send it his way. While we're talking about Sharif, I had mentioned in another video he had showed a couple pictures on live, so I don't feel like I'm not going to show his actual design, but I'm going to show you what I've been working on with that. But you know, a while back I told you I connected with this Kaimano, and I thought it was really cool. Emerson Vibes or whatever else. I think I even mentioned in the video last week that I ended up seeing him at the airport. I missed him at Blade Show, but saw him at the airport, which is cool. And obviously I've modified mine already. But I like the design of this knife a ton. Like, the only thing I would change personally would be if I could thicken everything up. If I could thicken everything up and make it just a little bit beefier, then maybe the D-shaped pivot, me and him are talking, I think the D-shaped pivot is probably what I don't like about this build. That's just a Kaiser thing. The feel of it, you know, like it's not a bad feeling knife. It's a good feeling knife. It's just out of my normal. So I guess I'm coming down to the Emerson stylish. That's what's drawn to me to this. And I think for Sharif, the Emerson vibe that I'm feeling on this is also a vibe that he felt. So like, I think we connect personally on the Emerson vibe. I'm winding it up a little bit, I don't know. This one does not have Emerson vibe to me at all. Like, I guess you could stretch it. So I'm just gonna show you what I've got going on so far. This is nowhere near complete. This is just basically like me trying to figure out what I'm going on. I'm probably gonna show you guys throughout this process. I fully inspect on scrapping this first one and probably having to make another one, but and it's just basically hold together. So I'm gonna see if I can hold it basically at the shape he's wanting. So it's basically gonna look like that. Obviously it's not all the way done. It's kind of Persian-y, Emerson-y, Max AC. I don't know, it's kind of a mixture of all these different styles. Obviously you can't see then the grinds or the lines and stuff that he was working on, but it probably will be a flipper. It's designed as a flipper if I don't fuck it up. But you can basically see that's more or less where I'm at right now on this. There you go, that's better. Something along them lines. So I think it looks cool. Definitely a classy looking knife. It's a design that I wanted to do when he asked me about it. Him actually Snuzz gave him a little elbow bump, said you should get Dave to look at that. As soon as he sent it my way, I was kind of interested in that because obviously I've never made a knife before. The expertise of someone who already has developed and made several is kind of what I wanted to do with my first one. So that's the reason I kind of teamed up with him on this one. Like, will there be more? Will it be a one-off? You know, it just depends. Like, as of right now, I'm pretty happy with the one I'm doing, but it's honestly probably not. Well, if you saw his actual drawings, I've already made deviations from it. I'm basically just winging it. I'm looking at the drawing and making the knife. I'm just doing it by eye. I'm not even measuring anything. I'm just figuring it out. I'm basically by eye. Excuse me. So, will I do one like a CNC version of exactly what he wanted? Probably in the future when I get the CNC done to kind of make the complete what he desired to start with. I probably will eventually, after I learn how to make knives, obviously his first one, I probably will eventually do that for him. will this be like a production or anything like that? No, it's never going to be a production thing. Not from me anyhow. If he decides to do it, then that's up to him. But no, I'll probably never do a production run. This custom version will most likely be a one-off. And that's something that more people are interested in. And then I'm not going to sell this one. This is going to him, his design. This is America, not China, so you can't just steal someone's design and sell it. So this is going to him, and then if he decides he wants to sell it, that's on him to do what he wants to with that one. So before anybody asks, can I have one, you got to ask him. And if he decides he wants to make more and do more, and we work out a deal with it, then that's possible. But I'm not saying that you guys do or don't want one. I'm just kind of getting it off my chest so nobody asks me about it. Not that everybody's beating down my door for a knife, but it's a project I've been working on for a while. So like I've been busy in the background, even though I haven't really kept you guys up to date with that. Like my initial impression or initial thoughts after blade was I want to do reblades. So hang on one second. All right, so the first one I decided to start with was a Skype. So this is the Rogue Shark that I already have. This is a basically stock shape profile of a blade. From the Rogue Shark flipper and all that still there. I don't think I've did anything to modify the profile, or maybe I have. Maybe did I? I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I don't think I did. But anyway, I had this other one that I messed the blade up. Where's the blade at? There, one second. I think it's over here somewhere. So I was trying to do a recurve and I messed it up. So. The way ended up going way too thin up here, so I just kind of grinded away. It didn't look like this when I got through grinding it. I just kind of ground up to see how thin I'd made it, and basically the wheel center line past it went up too high. So there was a mistake on my part, but you can see I scrapped that blade, which was a crying shame because it's a good knife, right? So I decided to reblade that one. I'm gonna put all this crap down for a second. Well, I kind of want to show you a comparison too. So I went with a flipper. I try to do this one a little bit differently because I kind of make it, you know, it's a Rogue Shark. So I kind of try to make this look like a shark fin, even the flipper, because I don't really use the flipper that much on this. And this is not, like, the action on this is not how it should be. This blade is unheat treated, and you'll see in a second here. But, like, it still has a good detent. I'm just kind of breaking it free. I don't want to mess it up with everything. So here's the blade shape that I kind of came up with this Rogue Shark. And you can see already, I put a fuller on this side, and it's drilled for one hole. So I'm gonna do a single thumb stud. So it'll be a thumb stud here, you know, it should be countersink or whatever back here, which I haven't finished, and then the fuller. So that's kind of sort of what I came up with my shape. Let's get his, sorry, I'm back and forth. By the way, this is gonna be a long video if you can't already tell. I'm just kind of want to go through the catching up process here so everybody's on the same page. You can basically see, well, mine's gonna be a much taller profile of a knife, a little bit heavier of a blade. But that's it pretty much in a nutshell. Like, obviously I have to find someone to heat treat because I can't heat treat. And, you know, and talking with a few people, nobody really has a direct answer of, hey, send it to him, they'll heat treat for you. If I knew somebody like smaller maker or somebody that specializes in heat treat that I could send it to, I would be all ecstatic about doing it. Oh yeah, I'll show you the detent real quick. So I'm going to kind of do it sideways so you can kind of sort of, there it goes. I don't know if see it or not, but it's pulling in pretty good. I'm just barely touching it here. See, so it sucks in pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with how this so far has gone. I just need to find that heat treat solution. Like, if I didn't buy all the knives I have, I probably already, well, I would already have an oven. So I already even mentioned that last video. I need to get a heat treat oven and get my mind wrapped around the heat treat part of it. But I would really like to find a solution, like if a short-term solution, because I'm gonna have that one. I'm gonna have the one for Sharif, and I think I showed you that Tanto fixed blade, wherever the hell that went. The shop's a mess. Can you not see it? That I need all 3B and all need to be heat treated, and I got enough stock to make a couple more reblades that I may or may not do in that first batch, but I guess we'll see. But that kind of cuts me, or gets me caught up to date. I have a Evo, I think it's a 4 from, is this Jaden? Yeah. That I got to climb into the detent work on. It's got detent lash. Let's just break it out because I haven't really even took this apart, so I don't know what's wrong with it. But here's a question for you guys. So yeah, he said detent lash, and if you look, it's not tremendous, but it is there. So like me personally, I don't worry about that little, but I get if you spent this much money on a knife and you want it to be perfect. I get that. So question for you guys. When I take this apart and try to fix it, do you want to see this in video, or do you want me to just do it and don't care? Like, is it too boring, or would you like to see my thought process and do that? So let me know if you want to see that or not. Okay, so back to the ridiculousness is Dave. Let's talk about trades first. So brother Jose hit me up first trade, and this one came in on trade for it. This is a Damascus Chupacabra, but as we talk about detent lash, you watch the blade, see how much it's moving. So that's how much the detent is further on than where the stop pin is further on than the detent. So you can see it's got that much more travel. And when you lock it up, if you're used to Old Dominions, they lock up pretty early for the most part. So you see this lockups it's not bad. Like if that was a lockup, that's fine with me. That's pretty much, you know, 50% or so, maybe a little more ish for the blade, which is fine for me. I don't care about that part. But if you look at like stop pin hitting here and also be on the detent, so if I made the detent larger, it's going to lock up less. So if you imagine it being bigger, it's going to force the blade down a little bit, so it's going to lock up like somewhere in there, if you can see that. If I make that diameter, this diameter pin bigger. So this the fix for it probably is to make it a bigger detent pin. The other solution would be to put a separate pin in this. So is this also something you guys might want to see or not see? Or should I send it back to Casey and let Casey fix it? Like, I'm busy as hell. Do I have more time? No, but like, I mean, it's kind of fun too. So I don't know. I'm mixed emotions about this one, because I could just put it in the mail. I'm sure I haven't even asked Casey, but I'm sure I could put it in the mail, send it to him, and it would come back fixed. But I'm not sure if I want to do that or not. But cool. I didn't even talk about the knife. Sorry. Look at that Damascus blade. And brother Jose and I are into the Damascus, man. So like when he cut this one loose, I was like, really? You gonna cut that one loose? But yeah. So he got the Fighter Flipper. If you haven't seen his channel, he got the Medford. So he basically traded straight across the board. I think this is probably a higher value knife, but with the lash and stuff, he didn't want to deal with it. So I don't blame him. Like, he knew I could fix it. So thanks again for that trade, brother. And he hit me up. I didn't hit him up. So in case y'all think I'm the crazy one initiating this, I mean, I am crazy. I ain't saying I ain't, but he hit me up. Me and Denise worked out a trade. So I let her borrow a kickstand. She liked it so much, she gave it back at Blade Show. She took it overnight, and then the next day she gave it back to me. She's like, I gotta find one. So I have 3 of them. The one I just got from Steve is probably, out of the 3, my least favorite, although I really enjoyed it still. But I figured I'll just go ahead and send it her way. If she wanted it, that's fine. So she ended up wanting it. So the tray you used to have got sent back to me. When I got 2 of them again, I was like, hey, I got 2 of them. I was talking to Evan. Evan was like, yeah, sure. So I sent both of them to him to check out. He may or may not buy one, I don't know. But I'm gonna try to reduce this whole thing to like 1 or 2, like instead of like, you know, 3 and 2s. I don't know. I got too many knives to have doubles, but the big hang up for me would be the Satus, because I don't know that I want to get rid of my full tie, plain or my DLC, but I might eventually. I don't know. Right thing comes along, maybe. All right, so I'm still rambling. Apologize. Let's finish the trade from Sean. I'd originally told you that I got that from Sean, that Stitch. The other one that came in from him is that Dirac steel. So Dario's knife. And I told you I met Dario. I resisted not buying something at Blade. Pretty much since then I've been like, man, I really should have bought that Toucan 2XL. And I honestly got a Degman, which is the same model as this, on order. It's going to be different than this one, but I got another Degman on order. Funny, because like, as soon as Sean offered this up, I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely one I want. When he greased it up with the Stitch, I was like, yeah, we're definitely gonna do that. So he actually got one of the Megalodons. So this knife used to belong to Cole, which I didn't know until Plethora Blades told me about it, and then Cole actually saw it too. So this used to belong to Cole, which Cole and I have done a deal or 2 in the past, and I think he even donated a 80 or a Cold Steel 4, Code 4, whatever that thing is. I did a regrind on it, gave it away. Shit, it's been probably 6 months ago now. It's been a little while ago since we did that. But this Degman I really wanted, so this is the same model as that I've ordered too. But the one I wanted with thumb studs. Obviously, the holes is not something that I really like in my knives. And Mitch Bowling even called that, which, if y'all ain't seen Mitch Bowling's videos channel. Mitch got into a bad bicycle wreck, I believe. He's recovering from that. I don't know how bad it was or anything like that, but I know it was serious for a minute there, and I think he's pretty much still in pain. So you get time, drop by his channel, tell him to say hello. He commented right away. He said, Dave, either you got your sphincter all tight because of them holes, or you got a plan for them holes in that knife. And yeah, bro, you're 100% accurate on both of those. So yeah, I'm not the holes in the blade thing, not that fond of the holes in the blade. Having said that, they're small enough where they kind of just turn to black to me. Like, I don't see through them that often. There's not like a ton of light in there, and it is the only lighting that's in this. They're not pocketed or on the inside, so he still builds knives like I like them. So I think I'm gonna live with the holes, at least until I get mine, my custom one that I ordered. Not that this ain't a custom either, but the one that I ordered will come in, and then I'll decide what I do with this one. But another Croatian maker that is just on point, cool as hell dude too. Highly recommend going checking out Direct Steel. Let me show you the sticker. Did I show you last week? I did show you last week. Never mind. Y'all know how to spell it. But now I got a Dalibor, a Gorky's knives, a Damjin, and the Direct Steel. So 4 awesome Croatian makers. And like we talked about the whole USA made thing. Like, yeah, I'm super proud of my USA made knives. But if I had to pick a second country that I like, this just really hits me with all the things that I like about knives. The Croatian style. You know, like all 4 of them are different. I'll do a video on just them because they're worth just a different video. But yeah, all of them hit my style. All of them. I wish there were more makers like that. So Blade Show, as far as I was concerned, was like a highlight when meeting Dario. And honestly, I thought like this year there was actually more. It seems like even the import people, the Chinese import people, are making bigger knives, which is really cool to me. So like, I'm gonna just break out Doom's knife for a second. And hey, this knife, I don't know if I showed you last time, but yeah, I can front flip it. Yeah, so I'm not a front flipper guy. I learned how to front flip. I would love to get in and start doing modifications on this one, but I think what I'm gonna do and wait, because I don't think he's, from what I gather, several people have asked me about this one too. I think that he's gonna do a release on him when he gets them. I wanna say he said he got 6 or 8, I can't remember exactly, for the Blade Show, because they were basically late on delivery. And when he gets the rest of them, he'll do some kind of drop, or maybe it's a partial drop or something like this. And I think they come in like this black one and a stonewash black one. So I'm gonna wait. I'll probably do, I'm not gonna call it a promo video, but you know, my opinions of this knife thing right before or right when it drops, so that if you have the desire or think you might have the desire to buy this, you can hear more of my in-depth opinions then, and kind of help him maybe sell some. I don't know what deal he has. Like, it's, I call it Key2, but I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. It's a brand that I never heard of, but now that I've heard of them, I guess they're everywhere. So I'm just late to the party as usual. No big deal. What was I talking? Trade. Did I cover all the trades? I think I did cover all the trades right now. So let's cover 2 more stupid things. Let's do 2 more stupid things. All right, so yeah, let's show the knife first. Okay, so y'all know that I love this Performance Series SMF. Like, I had that Dwyer Custom that now belongs to Steve. This one came from Billy. This Performance, whatever reason, like, as far as SMFs go, like, this one just hits all the fields for me. Like, this is the only one thing I wish it had was a tie backspacer, but you know, I may or may not go in and try to fix that in the future. We'll see. But I dig this knife. This is definitely, if I'm driving an SMF, it's definitely going to be this one. But I also have always liked the frame lock ARs. I know Steve had one, and we had talked about maybe me borrowing it a while back, but he listed this one for sale, and this is one of the numbered ones, which I guess, you know, you have to ask somebody more in the Striders than I am, but I think this is the very early, well, it says number 6, so obviously it's early on, but Steve was talking about putting this one for sale, and as soon as he talked about putting it for sale, like we had talked about it before then, but I was like, dude, I can't tell you that I got the money for it right now, but I can tell you that I have the desire to check it out and then possibly buy it from you. So yeah, that worked out. So he sent it my way, and I think as soon as I opened it, I was like, I like this. So I made a deal with him, and this is now mine. Yes, this is ridiculous. I know it's ridiculous. I can hear everybody saying, damn it, Dave, you're ridiculous. I know, I needed this money for a heat treat oven, but I spent it on a AR instead. Yes, it does kind of have that feel like if you've had a 3/4 AR, but the biggest thing on this one is that forward finger control is just much more usable in this one than that 3/4 AR, at least for my size hands. Like it just, you know, this is the perfect size for hands my size. I don't know. As soon as I held it, I was like, this has been the strider I've been looking for the whole time. Because typically SMFs, where'd I go with that SMF? The SMFs, they just feel small to me, man. Like, I don't know, it's just probably because this pinch grip, this waistband, or whatever you want to call it, is just fairly thin. It's not like it's an incapable knife or nothing like that. And I still have plenty of handle left. It's not like I'm running out of handle. But it's just enough, right? Now, I like excess. Like, you guys watch the channel, you know I'm all about excess. so like, I don't know, this just feels better to me in my hands, like the size of it and everything else. Just as soon as I put it in there, I was like, this is just more the strider for me. So super glad to add this one to the collection. So this is early on, so I think this might even be older than the old SMF I have. I don't know. I don't know time frame wise. Like, does this even say strider on it anywhere? It's got this, no, it does. So I hope you can see that. Maybe you can, maybe you can. Where's the engine camera? That's it. Okay. I get confused on the cell phone because red dot's over here, green dot's over there. Which one is it? I don't know. It's the green dot, I guess. Green means go, mofo. All right. Let's see what else. Absolutely still loving, because like I've got so many new knives, like it's hard to like kind of keep going over it, but like this Miller, there's something about a knife being this big that handles this good and just feels that good too. So I've had so many new knives, and honestly, like it's ridiculous because I can only get a day or two with them. I play with them at night when I get home after work. I can't carry them all with me, right? So same with this Rogovitz, like it's a sick knife, man. But I got so many sick knives, it's hard to like choose which one to carry that day. I know you're all sad for me. It's my problems here, but I know. Freaking ridiculous, man. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me either. All right, now that we get through all that craziness, let's do some more craziness, or talk about some more craziness. Did y'all see the black card thing from Medford? I'm just curious, like if you hadn't, like basically Medford needs money to finance a couple new models, so instead of like trying to hit a bank up, he decided to put these $1,000 cards out here. She buys titanium card, you can get it engraved however you want it, and you can either choose $1,250 worth of purchasing power in a year, or a mystery knife that he's gonna only make for these people who did this, and then it's gone, kind of thing. You know, limited edition model, which, you know, made for limited edition models. I didn't bring one out, but like the Artica, the Gigantes, which he re-released, whatever, but it's different. You know, all these different things that he's done that's like the general that he just did and didn't do many of, but then they kind of moved on from, like they were less popular, or for whatever reason just didn't do production run up. They tend to go up in value pretty good. So I'm gonna guess that the knife you get is probably gonna be double before it's over with. You know, like it depends on how many people hold on theirs, how many people get rid of them, how many people care. But yeah, I'm that sucker. Well, I listened to the live with my wife. We were driving to another appointment, and she was like, "You got to put my name on that card." She didn't even ask, like, "Are you going to get it?" She just straight up said, "You're going to put my name on that card." So my card's going to say Satu Dave and Hot Rod. So like, you'll see it, I'm sure. I'm the idiot. The lure of the mystery knife, and when you said it was going to be like a Gen 1 style big knife, I was like, yeah, because like, even if it's a weird style I don't like, I'm a collector, dude. Like I have to, you know, look, you've seen all this crap I got. Like I'm over 50 knives now, of which like slimming down the herd, trying to figure out like what I don't like is super difficult now. So like it used to be like, well, I haven't carried it in a while and it's not really worth that much, so I can get rid of that. And there's not really very many of those left. Speaking of which, it's time for a giveaway. We're at the 30-minute mark, so almost 30 minutes anyhow. So I imagine that if you made it this far, you're not into it for a giveaway. You're into it to listen to me spit my spiel here. So let's do this. Pretty much, all but one of these were given to me by one of you guys, and I'll go through and tell who. But Allison in Canada did this one, so she's bought a couple for me. She bought a Satu, and she also bought a DSK, of which, hey, by the way, I got charged import taxes for you for that, which was, I was like, what? Like, I had to pay like $35 or something to import something to Canada. I guess I filled something out wrong, or I don't know, maybe I said I made it or something. I can't remember, but if you guys ever have to ship to Canada, like, there's ways to get around that shit. Just don't be an idiot like me, and, you know, I don't know. But anyway, as a thank you for, I think it was the Satu, she sent this one for me to check out and then do a giveaway on it. And I can honestly tell you, I've already flipped this thing maybe 20 times, maybe 30 times. It's because of the skinniness of it, and it's not super skinny, but because of the skinniness, I just don't think it's a me knife. I think this is a concept. The box is in there. I think it's a concept. And it's just a maker that she wanted me to check out. And she basically said, you know, if it's thicker and it's full tie, would it be something you're interested in? And I was like, yeah, probably, honestly, but I like these funky blade shapes. I'm just not a budget kind of knife guy, you know. Y'all seen that, like, I'm just not. Like, so if you're into G10 liner locks and that sort of thing, probably a great knife for you. Just me personally, like, not what I'm into, right? It's not, I don't have anything bad against it. Like, I think you guys that do budget knives are much smarter than I am, because I probably got, like, let's not lie here, I probably got 50 grand worth of knives, if maybe even more, who knows, which is ridiculous, you know. Like, that's almost half the value. Well, my house is like, I don't know, 150,000. So, like, I don't live in a big ass house. I live in a little house. My house is like 900 square feet, maybe a little smaller than that. And I don't even use all that. So, like, I don't need all that. So it's excessive for me. It is. This one's still dirty as hell. This one came from Cue Ball. You can either get it dirty or you can crust a cleanup. I'll let you do your thing. But this is a Recon 1 in the, is this XHP or S35? I can't remember. Y'all tell me, because y'all can read that before I can. But it's the hologron version. So yeah, it's got a bunch of crap all over it. So I'll have to take it apart. I can sandblast it as far as the G10 goes and get that all clean, and I can just wipe everything up. So if you're the winner, you tell me if you want it cleaned or dirty, because you can inherit my crap and keep on rocking with it, or get it nice and cleaned up. This next one came from Billy, and when Billy first gave this to me, I thought I might actually carry it, but honestly, dude, I don't carry it, so I don't think you'll mind. I should have asked him first, but I'm sure if he gave it to me, he'd be cool with me giving it away too. But don't even know the model name. It's a titanium one though. It's a limited edition titanium. I've seen him try to sell it on his channel a couple times. I'm guessing nobody had a whole lot of interest. It is a little bit difficult to actuate, but it is also an American made classic, even though it's a titanium limited edition. If you guys are into bucks, you'll probably like it. This next one came from Denise. This is a Gerber. It's an American made Gerber multi-tool thing. So let me see if I can figure out how to do this again. There you go. So pliers and all your little thingamabobbers. I'm not going to take all that stuff out. Am I a multi-tool guy? I am not. I do have a Leatherman. She did send 2 of these, but I think I'm going to keep one of them in the toolbox or in my saddlebag for my bike, because I think a multi-tool makes sense in that environment when you're trapped on the side of the road. Maybe good to have in a vehicle or something like that. So I'll probably throw that in the saddlebag, or maybe a toolkit and then one of the vehicles. I can't remember the name of this one. It's the Artisan, the Snowdy model. This is an S90. I went ahead and did the regrind on it, and then I believe I got Dan from Nocturnal Knives to put his hand ground edge on this one. I believe so. I don't think I've cut a whole lot since then either. I think I just got it done because I was planning on giving it away. I was gonna send it to Kyle, but Kyle Coonley, but I think this might have been before I really knew Kyle, or knew of Kyle. But anyway, somewhere in that realm. This was a premium Artisan knife. It is on washers currently. I do have the bearings for it, and you can convert it back if you want to, or if you want me to convert it back, you tell me. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, so that class I took at Blade Show, that was the Work Sharp, also gave us this. I'm gonna throw this on there too, because I'm never gonna use this, so maybe you'll find use for it. So there's that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 knives and the sharpener. It's gonna be for a giveaway. So I just need to know, let's see, how many is it? It's 1 Taiwanese, 1 China, 2 Chinas, and 2 Americans, I don't know. Workshop. Is this stuff made in China too? I don't know. We'll just disclose that. So there's 5 knives, 2 Chinas, 1 Taiwanese, and 2 Americans. So 212. If you want this giveaway, I want 212 in the comment. Nothing else, just 212. I'll know you're in. I'm not even gonna comment back that you're in. I'm just gonna be like a normal comment. Just give me whatever you're gonna say. You know, Dave, you're crazy. 212, and that'll be our little code for I want in on the giveaway. I'll probably draw it next week, and if not the next week, then by the 4th of July, because I want to make it. I want this to be like a huge, like that's 5 knives plus a sharpener. I think that's pretty cool for, you know, I don't know, me celebrating Blade Show with you. I guess to kind of sort of back it up even a step further, to tell you one story quickly about Blade Show. I was sitting around the Chavez booth. There was a gentleman kind of beside me, a little bit older than I am in age, that was kind of about to buy a knife, so I kind of moved out of his way and walked around the back, basically the side of the booth where they had the ball caps. I was looking at 2 particular ball caps. I had one in my hand. He got done. He had to come around basically the other side of me to pay for his knife, but I could tell he wanted the hat too. I could also see that he was eyeballing the hat that I had in my hand, and I said, you know, like, trying to decide between the 2, which one you like better. And he didn't say anything. He just kind of looked at the hat I had in my hand. So I set it back down. I said, all right, you choose. I'm trying to choose between these 2. You choose the one you like better. So he chose the one he liked, which was the one I had in my hand, which is cool. And he's like, you sure? I was like, dude, you just bought a knife, man. You're definitely supporting them more than I am. I just wanted to buy a ball cap. And he just decided to buy the hat for me. So his name was Ronnie. That's all I know. I can't remember his last name. Ronnie was his name. So we're giving all this stuff away. I already told you the people who would give me the knives, but it's in honor of Ronnie. So I think what he told me is kindness deserves, what do you say something about? Kindness deserves, he said something like, you know, thanks or something like that, something along those lines. I don't remember exactly what he said, but this giveaway in honor of Ronnie. I was planning on doing the giveaway anyhow, but this is in honor of Ronnie, who gave me that hat, which I'll probably never meet that dude again. The reason I didn't elaborate on that story or finish that whole story, mine got sidetracked there. He gave me the hat. He was paying for all his stuff. Right about then, JD for EDC walked up, and we were catching up. I turned around, looked, and he was walking down the aisle, walking away. So he didn't even stick around for me to thank him, other than, you know, he handed me the hat. I said thanks. I was about to elaborate more, and then JD walked up. So like, it was literally like, if you know the crazy, it's a Blade Show. Like, people come and go all the time. It's hard to pay attention to what's going around your. So it was just a cool thing to happen. I was actually going to buy him the hat, but he beat me to it. So I thought that was super cool. Just one of those things that kind of happens and like makes you feel grateful for everybody in this community. He didn't know me for shit. Like, he was a little older than I am. I didn't even think he would be one of the people that shot at Chavez, to be honest with you, like just typically looking at him, which, you know, that's an idiot for me, because like I am one of the older guys now. I'm not one of the younger guys. So like, somebody could look at me and probably say the same thing, but it just wasn't the typical person I see over at Chavez. So it just struck me as odd. The whole thing did, but it was a really cool experience. And this giveaway is in honor of Ronnie. I should have made the keyword Ronnie instead of 212, huh? Yeah. Either way, type Ronnie or 212. How about that? Because it's in honor of Ronnie. I don't care how you spell it. I think that's it, man. We're almost at 40 minutes. I rambled pretty good this week. I actually forgot to tell more stuff, but you know, there'll be more stuff next week, right? Thank y'all for joining us. Later.